Welcome to a tasting video where you get to watch me taste homebrew. So exciting. It's always so exciting. I am going to take a gravity reading of my raw ale. For those who have not seen the video, I made a raw ale. And a raw ale is essentially a no-boil ale. I boiled it for about 30 seconds, killed the heats, added my steeping hops, and that was it. I covered this in my original brew day, which I'll link in the description below, but essentially you can maybe have some stability issues because the protein break that doesn't happen if you don't boil, DMS, dimethyl sulfide, which can be cooked corn vegetable flavor, and maybe not bitter enough or hoppy enough, but I took care of that because I steeped the hops for about 30 minutes. About 40 IBUs. I use a lager yeast, the 2206 from Y Yeast, I think. 90% sure, guys. I came a little unprepared on that. Fermented at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Averagely, well, it was like 57 degrees Fahrenheit, rose up to about 60 degrees near the end of fermentation. It's been 2 weeks. It's like 10, 11, 10, 12. Let's go with a taste test. All right. Skip to me bottling or tasting. Maybe both. One or the other. We'll find out. I need the yeast for something. So I'm going to transfer this off. In the meantime, I figured I would put some dry hopping with Pacifica, New Zealand hop. I just ordered a bunch of this stuff recently. Well, not Pacifica, a bunch of hops. And a lot of New Zealand stuff. So it's supposed to be like an orangey marmalade sort of thing going on. So, see, forget what flavors I get out of it, or what aroma I get out of it, I should say. Do half an ounce for a, looks to be a little under a gallon batch. These seem really dry inside. And it's not pellets, it's like weird clumpies. Doesn't really smell like much. If I was doing a full batch of beer and I opened this and it smelled like this, which is not really like anything and it looks kind of dry, I wouldn't use them. But because it's just a dry hopping and if this doesn't turn out that great, I'm not going for this flavor beer. It's an experiment. So it's a good test to use this. If the dry hopping makes it weird or smells weird, I just throw the hops away because something's off with them, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry out for about 3 days or so, and bottle or keg, have a keg empty. So I probably won't show that process of it. So let's just go to me tasting it. Here we are, tasting the final product. Let's get right to it. Nicely carbonated. Before I really dive into this, I just want to say that there was an article that came out in the most recent BYO about raw ales. I thought it was good timing. If anybody's read this yet, this was in the May-June 2018 one. Fascinating stuff. This guy actually went to, where did he go? He went to the Estonian island of Hiiumaa, Hiiumaa, in the Baltic. The author is Lars Marius Garshol. But yeah, it's really cool photos of like traditional farmhouse raw ale with like sati sort of style, like juniper tips. So, and then in it he gives a recipe too, and he goes over the possible issues that I talked about or I've addressed earlier in this video. Good read. So this is not the traditional juniper tip style way of doing this. I will say something in there that I thought was interesting that I was concerned about maybe early on was DMS. Well, I wasn't really concerned about it because I never really had it, but that was something that could be a problem. He said DMS is volatile at around 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you lengthen your mash to like hours, 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours, which the brewer that he visited in this article did, that can maybe drive off DMS. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, let's give a taste test here. Start with the smell. Pretty lemony. Very citrus, orangey. There was a concern with this one a little bit, in that I used the yeast for this that I used for my Helles. And for those who haven't seen the video of my Helles, that was very hazy and had a like sort of nail polish solvent thing going on. I pushed fermentation pretty high on that. So I did the same thing for this too. So when I transferred it, I was like, oh no, but the same off flavor could happen here. Now it's not near as hazy as my other one, as my Hellas was. A little haze in there, but not near as bad, and not near as pine sol sort of solvent off the nose of yet. But there is something there a little bit though in the nose. Really enjoyable. Oh, the hops on it are really good. Really good mouthfeel on that. Nice citrusy, well-rounded pale ale. More on the hoppier side, I'd say. Has some of that citrus, orange, lemon thing going on too in the taste as well. The thought is, in the article they talked about, was that you can maybe get maybe even more of a mouthfeel with the proteins because they aren't dropping out of suspension in a boil. They just stay there. So you could get some more of a greenness too that was talked about. This is a really nice big mouthfeel to it. It's like thick almost. It's really cool. Like definitely an option maybe if you want to try it for a New England style IPA. It has that sort of mouthfeel to it, but obviously not as hazy. There is a bit of some phenols going on in this that are detracting from this a little bit, unfortunately. Thankfully, it's not dumpable. The hell's I couldn't even drink that. This isn't that bad, and the other flavors are coming through enough to where that's okay. But definitely not going to push lager yeast that high anymore. I would love to do another raw ale again. I don't see anything so far with the off flavors. I'll let this sit for like 2 weeks. Maybe something could go off in it if I let it sit longer. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I still really enjoy this beer. I love this recipe, actually. And yeah, I want to try something similar for sure again. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And get out there and brew raw ale. Just do it. I mean, what can really go wrong? Nothing, right?